Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wonderful house of basketball. 56 clubs have started this second season of the Basketball Champions League exactly 5 months ago with the first round of qualifications. All of them with the hope of lifting this beautiful trophy the first weekend of May. The 16 best teams have qualified after a hard-fought regular season and a total of 224 games. But in order for the dreaming to begin, those 16 clubs need to know how their road to the Final Four will be paved. And this question will be answered by this morning's playoffs draw ceremony. As you can tell, it will be a morning filled with passion and emotion, especially for you all, waiting to know who your adversaries will be. These are two of Basketball Champions League's trademarks this last few months. So let's get a taste of what took place during the regular season of the competition.
Well, very good evening, everybody. Welcome to Basketball Champions League night. Bounce pass to Fedman!
Would you believe it? Sylvan Landersberg, lands attacker.
Orlick passes it off, Haynes puts up a three! Oh! It is the most unlikely situation ever! Had to be Orlick, didn't it? He has done it so many times.
Harris kicks it out. She goes to the three. It's good! It's good!
What a way to end the regular season.
And as a professional in the TV world, I can tell you that the BCL can be proud of its TV production values. Okay, indeed, these great images of what has been an action-filled first part of the season. Speaking of action, I believe it is time to introduce this afternoon's special guests. Two players that have seen action at the highest level of club and national team competitions, and who will be with us on stage for today's proceedings. They will have the magic hands to draw the right balls from the right pots. The first one is German, the historical number 4 of Alba Berlin. Among his impressive records, he has won 7 German championships, 4 German cups, and 1 Korach Cup. He is now the national team head coach of Germany. His next game during the next World Cup window will be against Serbia. But let's remember what he did on the court. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Henrik Rutter. Hello, Henrik. Thanks for being with us. So,
my pleasure.
After seeing these images of your playing career, do you feel some emotions again?
I didn't see him. I was backstage.
Okay.
But I'm
well,
sure
let me tell you, they were emotional.
I hope they were good. Only good stuff, I hope.
And from your playing days, what do you remember the most?
I think what sticks with you the most at these days is to seeing guys that you've won with your teammates, and then when they come at you and you feel something special there, that's the camaraderie, the passion that you had, and now as a coach I can pass that on. That's the best thing.
And you know, there were 4 German teams in the Basketball Champions League this season. As an expert, how do you feel about the level of competition in the BCL now?
Well, I think it's a very good competition, but I also think that our German teams did really well, as they do also in the German league. I think they can be proud of making the next round, and hopefully I draw the team that they can beat.
Yeah, during your career, you've lifted a lot of trophies and won a lot of titles. What would you say to a player today, or to a team, what does it take to get to the end of a competition and finish as the winner?
Well, I think that to win, you have to have a great team camaraderie, and team spirit. To me, has always been the most important thing. Talent, of course, but then you have to work. The guys that are the best, and I've seen some of the best, have all of that. They have talent, they have the work ethic, and they're also smart. That helps too.
Okay, thank you, Henrik. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, my pleasure.
We'll let you take your place behind the table. Tonight, you won't be the only one helping with the proceedings. We have indeed invited another European legend who played 174 times for Spain, winning a silver medal in the 1983 Eurobasket and at the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Among his numerous awards with Real Madrid, playing with Corbalán, Iturriaga, and other legends, he has won 7 Spanish leagues, 5 Copa del Rey, 2 Champions Cups, 3 Supporter Cups, and 1 Corach Cup. He is now a TV analyst for Spanish television. Let's remember what he did on the court. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Fernando Romay.
Morning.
Hello, Fernando.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us. It's great to have you here. You, as Henrik, have had an impressive career, winning many titles in Europe. What would your advice be to a young player today who's participating in the Basketball Champions League?
I say, first, have passion in all game, in all practice, in all. From the young people, is the passion is the most important for the basketball player. It's the most important for the spectacle. It's the most important in the TV. I think that basketball is passion. And this competition is passion.
And I'm sure we're all very passionate today during this draw.
Yeah.
The level of competition has been very high since October. And among the teams that have qualified for the playoffs, would you have a favorite for the Final Four? Maybe one of the 3 French teams? No?
No. I don't have favorite. No. I don't have favorite. I'm honest, and I think have a good election now, a good draft, and the basketball on the court is the most important. No,
but Tenerife has a pretty good chance.
They're
the champions, a pretty darn good team. Okay, thank you so much, Fernando.
Thank you.
I'll let you take your position here. So now I invite you to take your position behind the bowls as we will soon start the playoffs draw. To conduct the complicated technical part of the draw, please welcome on stage Patrick Kominos, CEO of the Basketball Champions League, and Dejan Lekic, the competition manager. Thank you, Pat.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome from my side as well. Firstly, congratulations to all the 16 clubs that have qualified for the Basketball Champions League playoffs. Their success comes at the conclusion of an extremely competitive regular season where almost 1/3 of all clubs were still fighting for a place in the playoffs before their last game, some earning qualification at the very last second of some very thrilling games. So, after 224 games have been played, 60% of them decided within a narrow margin of under 10 points, we are ready to find out the next crucial games. As we move, therefore, to the main part of today's program, the draws for the round of 16 and the quarterfinals, let's better understand how these draws will be conducted.
Here's how the draws for the round of 16 and quarterfinals work. With the end of the regular season, the 4 top teams of each group qualify for the playoffs. The round of 16 will see those 16 teams facing off against each other on a home and away basis on the 6th and 7th of March and the 13th and 14th of March. Those 16 teams are split into 4 pots. The 4 top teams in pot 1, the 4 second best placed teams in pot 2, the 4 third best placed teams in pot 3, and the 4 fourth best placed teams in pot 4. The teams from pot 3 will be drawn against teams from pot 2. Teams from pot 4 will be drawn against teams from pot 1. Group protection applies, which means the teams coming from the same group cannot be drawn against each other. The draw can start. A team is drawn from pot 3. As group protection applies, only the teams from group A, C or D can be drawn. A team is drawn from pot 2. This forms the first pairing of the round of 16 draw. The process is repeated until all teams are drawn. The teams from pot 4 will be drawn against teams from pot 1 to complete the round of 16 draw. Group protection still applies. The round of 16 draw is concluded once all teams are drawn, forming 8 pairings numbered from 1 to 8. The 8 winners of the round of 16 progress to the quarter-finals. We will draw pairings 1 to 4 placed in pot 1 against the pairings 5 to 8 placed in pot 2. No protection applies for this draw. The draw can start. A pairing is drawn from pot 1. Then a pairing is drawn from pot 2. The process is repeated until all pairings are drawn. The quarterfinals will see the 8 winners of the round of 16 facing each other on a home and away basis on the 27th and 28th of March and the 3rd and 4th of April. This concludes the quarterfinals draw.
Well, we have now seen the technical part of the draw, so we're almost ready to begin. The first draw for the round of 16 will see teams that finished in 3rd place in their groups face those teams that finished in 2nd place. Let's remember these 8 clubs. Now ready to start. On this table there is one pot with the names of the 3rd place finisher. These are AEK, Eve Baskets, Nanterre 92 and PAOK. They're all placed here. They will be drawn first by Fernando and will play the first leg at home on the 6th or the 7th of March. On the other table with Dejan and Henrik we have 4 pots, each representing one of the teams that finished 2nd in their group. These are Banvit, Ches Nimburg, MHP Riesen and Pinar Karšiaka. They will be drawn 2nd and will play the return legs at home on the 13th or 14th. As already mentioned, at this stage of the draw there is only one restriction applicable. No clubs that have been in the same group during the regular season can be drawn against each other. So the computer will provide all the available options to the clubs and these will be placed on the pot that Henrik will select. I think that is quite clear. If not, you will be able to follow it live. So let's start, Fernando, with the first ball. Let's shuffle well, and then let's see. So the first team is PAOK. PAOK that played with us last year already. They lost in the round of 16 to eventual winners Tenerife. They had a very strong finish at the end of the season, winning the 6 out of their last 8 games. 3 options available for PAOK. Please, Henrik. So we have our first pair, PAOK versus Pinar Karšiaka. Pinar Karšiaka also reaching the quarterfinals last year. They're actually the team that has scored the most points in the competition, averaging 85 points per game. That takes care of the first pair. Let's continue. It is Nanterre 92. Nanterre, they started in the qualification round. It is their first season in the Basketball Champions League. They have demonstrated an impressive 7 victories out of 8. 2 choices available for them. Henrik, please proceed. And it is Banvit. Banvit, of course, they reached the Final Four last year, finishing second. They are one of the teams, the only team that has a player with 5 double digits in each game. Let's continue, please, Fernando. It is AEK. AEK, also in their second season in the Basketball Champions League, they reached the round of 16 last year, actually qualified at the very last second of their last game. 2 choices available for AEK, Ches Nimburg or MHP Riesen. It is Ches Nimburg. Second season with us, the eternal champions of the Czech Republic. They have won the last 14 championships in a row, currently having won 28 out of their last 29 games. We continue. Now it should be quite straightforward. We're looking forward to a German derby. So, indeed, it is EVE Baskets. They were with us last season, along with Pinar, the highest point average, 85 points per game. And, assuming we've done everything right, this should be MHP Riesen, another quarterfinalist from last season with an impressive 12-2 record. Most impressive, however, is MHP have started at the first qualification round, so have already played 20 games this season. This concludes the first part of the round of 16 draw. We can recap Game 1, PAOK versus Pinar Karšiaka. Game 2, Nanterre 92 versus Banvit. Game 3, AEK versus Ches Nimburg. Game 4, EVE Baskets versus MHP Riesen. Please keep in mind these numbers 1 through 4 because they will follow these pairs into the quarterfinal round. So, we can now move to the second part that will see the teams that finished in 4th position in their groups face the 4 group winners. Let's remember these 8 clubs. So, similar process for the second half of this round. On this table, we have the 4 unseeded teams. They are Medi Bayreuth, Neptunas Klaipėda, UCAM Murcia, and Zielona Gora. They will be drawn first and will play the first leg at home on the 6th or the 7th of March. And on the left table, we have the 4 pots, each representing 1 group winner. They are AS Monaco, Besiktas JK, Iberostar Tenerife, and SIG Strasbourg. These clubs will be drawn second, once again following a computer indication to apply the necessary restrictions. Fernando, let's start. So the first team is Zielona Gora. They are also with us for their second season. They have the best shooter in the competition in Vladimir Dragicevic, an impressive 67%. 3 choices for Zielona Gora: Henrik, please. It is AS Monaco. AS Monaco, they reached the Final Four last year, finishing third, and they have the longest winning streak in the history of the Basketball Champions League. They have won 13 consecutive games this year. Let's continue. It is Mehdi Bayreuth. They're in the first season with us in the Basketball Champions League. They've had a great season so far. They're fourth in the BBL, and they qualified in a very competitive Group C on the very last game day. Two choices for them. It is Besiktas, JK. Besiktas, they reached the round of 16 last year. They have the best three-point shooting team in the competition, and in John Dibbler, an impressive three-point shooting average of 60%. Let's continue. Two choices available. It is UCAM Murcia. In their first season in the Basketball Champions League, they have the second best free throw shooter in Clevin Hanna, an impressive 91%. One choice only available for them, so that makes Henrik's job quite simple. It is the title holders, Iberostar Tenerife, the winners of the Final Four last year, having another great season. Also under the basket, they are the best rebounders and the best blockers currently in the Basketball Champions League. Last but not least, it is Neptunas Klaipėda. They have a very impressive home record. In their 2 seasons in the Basketball Champions League, they have won 80% of their home games. Also scoring the most points in any game, 114 points scored against Gaziantep. This was just to keep the excitement before the one ball gets drawn. And it is SIG Strasbourg in their second season with us, confirmed qualification on the last game day, and in Zach Wright, a steal specialist, 31 steals this year for Zach Wright. So, we have concluded the round of 16. Let's recoup. Zielona Góra will be playing AS Monaco, Mehdi Bayreuth will be playing Besiktas, UCAM Murcia will be playing in Tenerife, another national derby, and Neptunas will be playing Strasbourg. This process now takes us one step closer to the quarterfinals and eventually to the Final Four. This also gives us the opportunity to remember what happened in last season's Final Four in the beautiful island of Tenerife.
This is what it's all about.
Boy, Banvit and Monaco really traded blows. And Banvit have made it to the final. Tenerife, they've taken care of business. They are 1 win away. It's the final of the basketball championship. Entire season, pure drama coming down to this. Diamond White! The first ever basketball Champions League title has gone to Iberostar Tenerife.
So, great images concluding with the engraving of the name of the first ever Basketball Champions League winners on this prestigious trophy provide now the ideal introduction to the next draw, the quarterfinals. This draw will now pair the winners of games 1 through 4 in this spot with Fernando, and they will play the first games at home versus the winners of games 5 through 8 in the pot in front of Henrik, and these teams will play the return legs at home. Let's begin. So, it is the winner of Game 2, Nanterre 92 versus Banvit, and their opponent will be, in the quarterfinal, the winner of game 5. This would be Zielona Góra AS Monaco. So we already know the first potential quarterfinal would be the winner Nanterre Banvit versus Zielona Góra AS Monaco. Let's shuffle and continue. It is the winner of game 1, PAOK versus Pinar Karšiaká, and they will face, Henrik, from your side, the winners of game 7. This would be a Spanish team, the winner of UCA Murcia versus Tenerife, to face the winner of PAOK, Pinar Karšiaká. Let's continue, Fernando. It is the winner of game 3. This would be the winner of AEK versus ČEZ Nymburk, and they will face the winner of game 8. This would be the winner of Neptunas Strasbourg to face AEK or ČEZ Nymburk. This now makes it quite straightforward. It is the winner of the German derby, number 4, the winner of EVE Baskets versus MHP Riesen, to face potentially another German team, it seems, in the winner of game 6, Medi Bayreuth versus Besiktas. So now, ladies and gentlemen, you all know what it takes to make it to the Final Four, your opponents for the round of 16 and for the quarterfinals. This concludes the technical part of the draw. I thank everyone, and I welcome Georges Eddy back on stage for his farewell. Thank you very much.
Great job. Thank you, Patrick, Fernando, Henrik, and Dejan. Thanks for attending the playoff draw ceremony today. We look forward to these exciting games to come. Stay tuned for more BCL action. It starts again on the 6th and 7th of March with the round of 16. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Yeah.